Yo, what is up guys? Escobar's Adventures, and we are back with another video. And today I just wanted to talk about my sort of me realizing, that I loved Spanish and that I eventually wanted to major in it. And I just wanted to talk about sort of how I realized my love for Spanish, the early days compared to now and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So I gave you guys a little bit of info on this in my past videos, and I didn't formally start learning Spanish until I was about 13 in freshman year. And before that, as I said, I heard my parents speak around the house, with their Central American accents. Of course, that is something that I focus on a lot. I really love my accents, and my parents' accents. But my grandma doesn't speak English. My parents still regularly conversed in Spanish alongside English as well. And, just being subject to that, just hearing the language, obviously I developed a sort of understanding, a really deep understanding. I just couldn't speak the language up until then, but I understood every word. And surprisingly, I could write it decently, which is super interesting to me because I know sometimes, a lot of times for Spanish speakers, it's actually the exact opposite. You'll see that they can speak it conversationally very well. They might have some colloquial errors here and there, but it gets to writing and things just get super finicky. That's where the Spanish speakers who haven't been formally trained sort of struggle. Maybe perhaps they didn't even go through the whole alphabet, stuff like that. They learned English first and they just picked up whatever they heard of Spanish, stuff like that. So yeah, I developed an understanding of Spanish. I could write it a little well, but there was something holding me back, and we'll talk about it right now. So what was holding me back? The truth is, I feel like I sort of just fell into like that dumb crap, like this is America, we only speak English. It's pretty stupid to admit. It's pretty dumb to admit now too. I believe now that the current president has made English the official language of America, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, but I'd kind of like to see him get around, South Central in a market without Spanish, so that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I sort of fell for that, and I had the opportunity to take some very, very basic Spanish classes in like middle school, but they never really amounted to anything. And from what I've heard, all they did was like watch movies, which I'm sure helps with comprehension and just hearing the language being spoken, but they did not learn much at all. So we fast forward to my freshman year in high school, and my parents were telling me, you have to learn a language and you should learn Spanish, or else we're not going to let you go to the high school where all your friends are going. And to be honest, it was a null threat because I knew they were going to let me go anyway. But I said, you know what, let's just do Spanish. My original idea being, I'm sure this is going to be easy. I can already understand it. I'm sure, just spitting a little out won't be that hard. So that's when I went for it. Yeah. Spanish 1, all the way from the bottom. I actually spent like a week or two in Spanish speakers, and even though I probably should have stayed in there, it was just all a little too much just hearing everybody speak around me and my language ability sort of not being in the same place. So yeah, I started from the bottom, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, but something changed when I got to like Spanish 3. And in Spanish 3, we started to learn more past tenses, tenses that aren't used as much. Like I've made a video on the future tense and stuff like that. And then there was just something that awakened inside of me. It reminds me of that Walter White clip where he's telling Skylar, like, I did it for me, I loved it, like I was good at it. It reminds me of that a lot, but I just felt as if every time I was speaking the language, and this was my third year at this point, I had enhanced fluency, enhanced reading, enhanced writing. I was pretty conversational. I was probably fluent. It was just my nerves holding me back. Um, but it just felt as if some sort of ancestral memory in me had been unlocked, and I just found myself getting more invested in learning the language. I'm trying to perfect it, because when you really love what you speak, and speaking is something that you do every day, God willing, of course, when you really love what you speak and you care about it a lot, it is something very beautiful. So I found myself caring about Spanish way more. I'd be in another class, I'd be in like AP Lit, or like Honors English, and I'd be sitting down there kind of spacing out, just thinking about, I wonder if there's a way to say that in Spanish, or I wonder if there's a verb tense for that, and I wonder if there's something for that. And around that time, I sort of realized, subconsciously, of course, I didn't really want to admit it. I don't know why. I kind of realized, I really love this language a lot, and maybe this is something that I could help people with. Maybe this is something that I could do for a while, because I really enjoy it. And one thing I've noticed is that this sort of ancestral memory feeling, it's pretty common with my other hobbies as well, and it just happens to be also stuff that my family kind of has like genes in. So I'll give you an example. I love music a lot. I play a lot of instruments. I won't get into it because I just don't like gloating about it, but when I'm playing music, it's nearly the same feeling as when I'm speaking Spanish, or I'm trying to improve my Spanish, or I'm thinking about Spanish, listening to Spanish music. It's the same feeling. It's like an ancestral memory, and I know that the ancestral memory just continues on for way more, because I can feel that the more I learn about Spanish, the more there is. There isn't really an end to this, and that's when I sort of realized, maybe this is what I'm made to do. I really love Spanish. I could picture myself, in front of a class, maybe like a college class or a university class, and hopefully trying to get these people invested in second most spoken language in America, and hopefully sharing my passion with like-minded people. So yeah, that ancestral memory, I tried ignoring it for a bit, but there was a point where I just couldn't, because I realized, there's no way in hell that I'm going to go into this life not speaking a language that the rest of my family speaks, that the other generations of my family have spoken, because I'm a first generation American, and I don't think that I should just let Spanish die off like that, and especially considering that I have a deep love for the language, I just can't let it go, because I love Spanish a lot, and it really unlocks that feeling for me. True passion is sort of a hard thing to find for a lot of people, and today was the first day of college, and I chose an early math class just so I could get it out of the way, because God knows that I am not the best at math. Probably shouldn't have chosen an early class, but I just want to get it out of the way. I'm down to learn and stuff about it. I just, I wanted to get home. But yeah, today was the first day of college, and they brought in somebody who was like, who blended in with the class. So they needed somebody to blend in with the class just to kind of get the message across. And when this person outed themselves, they were a counselor who specialized in sort of people, or in sort of helping people figure out what they wanted to do. And I couldn't help but realize that I'm really glad that I've identified my true passion, that I haven't run away from it like I was doing for a while. And I'm also really glad that I can openly admit that just Spanish is what I want to do. If there's something that I can do in this world that I would enjoy as a job, and it wouldn't even feel like a job, that would just be teaching people Spanish. So yeah, I like I said, I was kind of denying it before. Even up to like months ago, my original major that I had intended was engineering. Petroleum engineering. And there was that nagging thought in the back of my head, like, oh, I don't really want to do petroleum engineering. Like, damn, like, am I really gonna be an engineer for the rest of my life? And clearly it ate away at me. So I just accepted it. I accepted my passion, and I've also accepted some other details that come along with my passion. Like, I probably won't ever make as much as an engineer. That's fine by me. University professors go well into the six figures. Not that I'm one of those people who's like trying to chase the bag or anything, because I just want to do something that I love and be compensated fairly for it. But yeah, deep in my heart, I know that Spanish is not a job for me. I mean, it won't feel like a job. Spanish is a job for me. Spanish, I want it to be my occupation, you know. It's not going to feel like one. It's going to feel like I'm doing something I love. It's going to feel like I'm doing something I care about. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters for me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can get some more posts in, you know, with college starting up. Might be less frequent, but I will try to get another grammar tense post in soon, hopefully. Multiple. I noticed that the future tense one actually did pretty well, because it was nice, short, concise, and sweet. And I noticed that the subjunctive one didn't do that well, because it was like a deep dive with my commentary and, you know, just giving like some examples that might have been too long. And it was also sort of like a passion thing, you know, how hard learning the subjunctive was for me. So yeah, I will get some verb tense videos in. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you Agam for watching. He's like my #1 viewer, my #1 homie. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love Spanish, and I hope you guys love it too. Peace.